And the basic nature of the teacher is to be the nurturer and the helper and the educator.
Some teachers say the Florida Department of Education is taking away their nurturing instinct to push students to do their best.
The DOE released new testing procedures for the Florida Standardized Assessment, and more than 15,000 people disagree with the new rules.
Fox 4's Rachel Lloyd is sharing what teachers can and cannot do during the testing now.
With the new standards, test administrators are allowed to pass out the tests, pencils, monitor, and that's pretty much it. But teachers say students are missing out on that extra push to make it through the exam. If a student closes their test booklet and falls asleep, the state's new guidelines prohibit teachers from waking them up.
To make the assumption that they're sleeping and they shouldn't be bothered probably denies somebody the ability to do their best.
Teachers Union President Kevin Daly says there's a lot on the line with these tests.
It's in the teacher's best interest and the student's best interest to perform as well as the students personally can perform on these tests, because in high school it affects graduation, in third grade it affects whether or not you're retained or not in Florida.
The Florida Department of Education updated the rules for the Florida Standards Assessment this month, causing thousands of people to join forces on change.org to stop them. Now, the DOE says teachers can wake students up if they haven't attempted the exam, but they're not allowed to encourage students to brain dump or write down all their strategies once they receive their materials, or check their work because they say they might select a wrong answer. Daly says that's an unnecessary rule.
Ultimately, it's up to the student. I can say that all I want to my students, but it's up to my students whether or not they want to heed that advice.
Students in an individualized educational program or IEP will still receive accommodations, but the DOE says teachers can't pass out snacks or mints during the exam because it could distract students. Daly says the new guidelines don't consider the different needs of Lee County students.
You know, there are still students who may show up hungry every day, high school kids who may have worked late the night before.
And just looking at the petition here on change.org, they've already gotten about 16,000 signatures. Now they're hoping to reach 25,000 before they share it with the Department of Education. Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4, in your corner.